Hey, we're back at it. Welcome back. It's another episode of Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure. That's Bill Althouse. I'm Tony Stevens, and every week it's brought to you by Sandy's Restaurant in Blue Springs for healthy, delicious meals, all-day breakfast, large portions. They do catering and private events. They're at 1255 Southwest 7 Highway, Blue Springs, Missouri. And check them out online, sandysbluesprings.com. All of our full podcast episodes with the interviews are on YouTube. They're on Spotify. You can hook up with us and watch the reels on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. Please like and subscribe. You can share and comment. We have a special guest today who has captured thousands of moments in sports, in music, nature, dance, and life special moments. A renowned photographer, Jon Robichaud. Wonderful pictures that we're going to see today, photographs that we're going to see, and some great stories too. Let's get right into it with the sports hot topics of the week, brought to you by Over the Top Roofing, locally owned in Kansas City by Mark Sandridge for over 20 years. You can see Mark's information on the screen there, 816-678-4002. Well, Bill, we did this a couple of weeks ago. We said there was a new home run king in Kaufman. Now there is a new home run king in Kansas City with the Royals, with Salvador Perez.
Could it have happened to any better guy?
Nope.
You know, I was talking to some folks earlier today at lunch, and they're like, you know, we love Salvi. What's he like? And I said, what you see is what you get. I've never seen the guy when he's not smiling. Back in 2015, I wrote a book on the back-to-back World Series seasons, and I didn't know any of the players back then, and I needed somebody to do an interview that the other guys would see and like, well, if Salvi's doing it, I'm going to do it. And he and Alex Gordon both agreed to do it, and man, it was no problem getting a hold of the other guys. And I love it. The only guy still playing from the 2015 team.
Yeah, you're right.
The captain.
The captain.
I think you could argue, Brett, head and shoulders best player in the history of the team.
Yeah.
But Salvi, most popular.
I would say yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? This is a true story. Yesterday, I got a text from one of my baseball buddies that I go to. We went to spring training, and we do this little baseball junket every summer. And he texted me. He goes, "Hey, I saw Salvador Perez broke George's record." He said, "How's that sitting in Kansas City?" I said, "Mike, you have no idea." Yeah. I said, "Head and shoulders, George is the all-around best player we've ever had." Yep. And I said, "But Salvi," and my text back to him said, "Salvi is the most beloved by far."
People love him. That's a perfect description, beloved. Absolutely.
And he sent me back with a smiley face.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he hit a solo shot to left field in Detroit on an 0-1 breaking ball. And, it was 2011 was his first season. The first home run was in Detroit.
Is it really?
Wow. So he hit his first and his 318th. And you know what? He's got 15 on the season. It's not like this. He's going to get 25 probably, Bill, at age 36, where everybody says he can't do anything anymore. George Brett, speaking of George, George is really grateful, and he's a great guy too.
Oh, he's very gracious when somebody does something like this.
Well, and we watch.
Salvi, they say records are meant to be broken, and you're proof of that. Hell, you might just break all of mine. 318 home runs, all while wearing royal blue. We played in different eras, but I think we got a lot in common. Playing for the name on the front of the jersey, wanting to be on the field no matter what, and most importantly, hating to lose. So today, I'm as proud as ever to share a spot in Royal history with you. Congrats. Your pal, Jorge.
Yours.
So good for Salvi. And, the Royals have now played, as we're recording today, 7 straight one-run games.
Unbelievable.
I don't know. one of these days I'm going to Google what their one-run record is for this year, and I know it's probably not good.
No, 14-16.
It is?
Yes. Well, with the win today, it's 15-16.
Well, then I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Because they have now won, 5 of those last 7 games?
They've been a hot team since the All-Star break.
Since the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So, you never know. We'll see what happens. I wanted to mention one last thing about the Royals. I didn't realize the schedules came out this early.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So the schedule came out, and now the Royals will open next season by playing Minnesota on March the 25th.
I saw that, and I couldn't believe it.
This will be the earliest start to a season in MLB history.
Yep.
Why? Why are we playing so early?
Well, they're trying to get everything wrapped up so you're not playing World Series and playoff games in the snow. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I know, it's
in
crazy.
The snow.
You know what they need to do, honestly? I mean, with so many teams, the talent has been diluted.
Let's water down.
You know, back when I was following, 16 teams in the American and National League, and can you imagine the minor league players that you saw down there that never had a chance to make it to the big leagues? So, I cut the schedule down a little bit, make it more competitive, and I would just love to see that.
Well, the Kansas City Monarchs play 100 games in a season, and they play basically from mid-May to Labor Day. And then they start their playoffs.
Right.
And as we speak today, they won again today. They're playing a doubleheader. No, not in the 100 degrees in Kansas City, but the 95 degrees in Cleburne, Texas, outside of Dallas.
No humidity.
No humidity. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, and they are still in first place.
Unbelievable.
4-game lead in the American Association West Division. One more, another baseball story. KU, the University of Kansas men's baseball team this year, was a historic season for the Jayhawks. Yep. They won an NCAA regional championship. They won the Big 12, and now I guess they're going to get rewarded because they're going to play. They're going to play a game with the Iowa Hawkeyes at the Field of Dreams.
Oh,
in Dyersville, Iowa.
2 times, Stacy and I had trip scheduled to the Field of Dreams, and something happened. I've never been there.
Me neither.
And I got to go there before I die.
Don't they play a major league game there?
They do.
Is it every year now?
I believe it's every. It used to be. I don't know if it is now.
We'd have to find a way to sneak
in
if we couldn't buy tickets for that. And the tickets for this are $12.
That's
for this thing,
great.
and you can get them online on KU's website. That's unbelievable.
Hey, we have to talk about one other thing about Salvi.
Yeah.
The guy that jumped in the fountain to get his ball.
Yeah.
I saw the greatest interview with Salvi. And, Mr. Police.
Mr. Police. Yeah. Mr. Police.
Please, let him go.
Please. Yeah. Please. Police. Just take care of the jail, please. Okay? And send him home.
It was just perfect Salvi.
Yeah, if you don't know, there's a sign in the outfield. And everybody
on each side
here
of the
in KC,
scoreboard. Sure.
Yeah, it says, you jump in the fountain, you're going to be gone.
Yep.
And so this fella jumped in the fountain for Salvi's, but I know.
Yeah, he didn't. I thought he dove in or something.
Yeah.
He just stepped over a 3-foot barrier.
Did you hear who he said he was getting it for?
No.
For a sick child who just had surgery.
Wow.
So the police said, that's nice, but you saw the sign, you know the rule. And
took
Salvi
him off in handcuffs. Come on.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Remember when we said when somebody accused Taylor and Travis of, you should be, the congresswoman said, you should be paying for how much you want to bet Salvi probably paid that guy to get out of jail?
He said that he would.
Did he really? Yeah. See, yeah.
That just another Salvi story that,
Glad
we're
you
not
brought
trying
that
to make him too good to be true, but
he
is too good to be true. Yeah.
He is. Let's move on to football. Did you see the new renderings of I don't know what the name of it is. Is it the new Arrowhead?
I don't know.
Nobody says.
It is
the new Chiefs Stadium.
Spectacular.
Yeah, the new renderings, they're keeping the pretty much the basic design. The bowl shape. I heard some ESPN announcer calling it a Pringle shape, that it looked like a Pringle. I said, whatever.
Oh well, okay, the actual chip. Yeah,
Whatever. They still have the drum deck.
Okay.
The Chiefs Ring of Honor will be higher, but it's there.
Okay, now will it be actually on concrete, or I've heard it might be digital? And if it's digital, that's an insult to the
I had not
players.
heard that.
Okay.
I hadn't heard that.
Okay.
It just says it's above the bowl. It is a dome stadium, but the panels are clear.
That blows my mind.
The panels are clear.
Yeah,
So
I like that a
you
lot.
could still, they'll be able to do the military flyovers, and you would still be able to, you'd still be able to see it. Chiefs have brought back, and I guess the Chiefs are known to do this, bring back guys out of the past. They brought back L'Jarius Sneed and Juan Thornhill. I mean, we'll see. And there's been a lot of talk. I don't know if any of it's valid, that Tyreek Hill might be coming back here. But Tyreek Hill
hope
got
not.
he had you think Pat's knee was bad? And it was. And Patson, he's going to play. He's been cleared for practice this week, medically cleared. But this injury that Tyreek had, he was actually on this week. I saw him giving an interview, and he says, in his words, he has no power in his surgically repaired left knee. He has no power. By the way, he had not one but two surgeries, and Tyreek suddenly is 32 years old. You want him back?
No. I don't want him back just because of his baggage.
Yeah.
The years he was here, he was not the best, but the most exciting wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it just, I just don't know how guys piss it all away. It's just crazy.
Do you want Tyreek Hill on one side and Rashee Rice on the other?
Boy, you'd have some afterburners there.
You might have something else too, but I don't know. We'll see. Seems like we do this way too often, Bill. There's another sad story in the NFL, and it hits close to home because Jordan Davey played 3 years with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's an offensive guard, and he died this week by suicide. And he died on what would have been he and his wife Lindsay's 15th wedding anniversary. She posted it on social media and also provided a link to a GoFundMe page, which she said he took his own life. He played for the Patriots when they won the Super Bowl in 14 and 3 seasons with the Chiefs, 16, 17, and 18, and he was only 38 years old. It's just too sad. So we will tell you, if you are thinking of hurting yourself or have suicidal thoughts, call or text 988.
Yes.
Or chat 988 lifeline.org, or here locally with Bobby, the youmattermovement.org. There will always be someone there to speak to you. youmattermovement.org or 988.
And that is so special to Bobby because his brother committed suicide. And that's when Bobby decided to turn his life around. And, along with running Sandy's, he's the most charitable human being I've ever met.
Yes.
Good man.
Yes. About to distribute thousands of pounds of food to thousands of people in the community.
And in a couple of weeks, you're going to get to see that.
Well, you'll get to see it.
Yeah.
A couple more football stories. Kyle Shanahan, the coach of the 49ers, involved in a very, very serious car accident. He broke his nose, ribs, 40 stitches in his face, suffered a severe concussion last week. This happened by his home in Northern California. His vehicle collided with an SUV not far from his house, and so he's going to miss some time right now. Tony Romo arrested after a golf tournament for allegedly driving drunk. So...
I have a friend, former baseball player, loved to drink. He had his own personal limousine 24/7. because he said, I'm never going to be in the headlines for something like that. And, these guys can Tony Romo, I mean, he didn't need to get a Uber. I mean, he could have gotten anything he wants. And I hear stories like that, and it just pisses me off.
Well, and it happened in Wisconsin. He's from Wisconsin, and it was at a golf tournament.
Yep.
So after the golf tournament, and he got pulled over, failed the sobriety test, and now guys like us are talking about it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. One last thing. Date has been set for Super Bowl 62. That would be in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I guess there's been several there, I think, already.
Oh, there has, yes.
And
that
would be the 2028
The
season.
big Patriot comeback when they were down 28 at halftime. That was in Atlanta.
Oh God, they were playing at home. So. And what do you think that the Super Bowl in Kansas City will be? 20.
Well, the
38
stadium's
maybe?
supposed to open 31.
Yeah.
And I bet it's 32. I mean,
You think it'll be that quick?
The NFL is going to reward the Hunt family with the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And probably a Final Four. And when do you think WrestleMania will come here? I bet you everything WrestleMania will be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some basketball news. We don't talk a lot of basketball on this show, but LeBron James, did his thing by keeping everybody. It wasn't as suspenseful this time.
No.
But LeBron is going to go play where none of these experts said he was going to play.
This one guy is talking for a week before it happened that he's going back to Miami. I mean, he says, it's lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah.
And
He's going to Miami. He was going back to Cleveland.
Whatever.
He's going to Philly. He's going to play in Philadelphia. He signed a 2-year, $8 million. $8 million. Last year he made $53 million.
Yeah.
So he says that he wants to win a championship, and he thinks that Philadelphia would be the place.
and I bet that the Lakers trade Bronny to Philadelphia so he can finish it out with his son.
Maybe.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe. Well, the Lakers traded Jaylen Brown to Philly. And Jalen's a great player.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to be with him. He's going to be with Embiid if he stays healthy.
Well, and Joel Embiid, the former KU superstar, made the phone call to LeBron, and LeBron has said that was a major turning point where he wanted to play with Joel Embiid.
They haven't won a championship since '83. So if they can pull that off, good for them. This is a funny story. Wilt Chamberlain Lakers jacket was found by a teenager at a Goodwill store earlier this year. So I guess his parents or somebody said, we ought to probably look into that. Well, that's a good thing because it sold for almost $90,000.
Unbelievable.
Did you know Wilt Chamberlain? Did you ever meet him?
Remember Wide World of Sports?
Of course.
The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat.
Yeah. Of your feet.
He was the broadcaster.
Yeah.
Don't go there. I've got too many. You've got too many closets or skeletons in your closet.
Just go.
He did play-by-play on the Harlem Globetrotters being here, and I got to have lunch with him.
Really?
And things have changed. It was just me and Wilt. Jim McKay was in there, and then a couple of people. I talked to Wilt for and he was so engaging and just that was a big thrill for me.
I have one Wilt Chamberlain story. And our friend Mark Sandridge, who owns Over the Top Roofing. Sure. Oh, this goes back because he's had Over the Top Roofing for like 20 years. This probably goes back 25 or 30 years. Mark he owned his own limousine company, and he would. I'm serious. He would drive all these top athletes.
Really?
Yeah, the guy knows how to do everything.
Okay.
So he's got Wilt Chamberlain in the car, and I don't know where they're going, but Mark decides to call me. And he calls me and goes, hey, man, you ain't going to believe who I got in here. I go, who you got? He goes, I got Wilt Chamberlain. And so I go, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, hey, Wilt, say hi to Tony. So I hear Wilt Chamberlain say, hi, Tony, how you doing? And I go, you are out of your mind. And then he says, you know what's so funny? And he starts to whisper. He goes, he's so tall. He's all the way I got the stretch. He's all the way in the back, and I'm sitting here looking at his feet.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
But That was my Will Chamberlain story. Steph Curry making history.
Yes.
At the Basketball Hall of Fame. You know this story.
I do.
I guess he's the first active NBA player to ever get their own exhibit.
Yes.
It's called Beyond the Arc. I mean, who else deserves it?
No.
I'm sure LeBron probably thinks he does.
Well, and have you ever heard one negative thing about Steph?
He's a good kid.
And the kids love him. The adults
You
love
talk
him.
about Salvi. It's the same kind of kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome.
Same kind of guy.
I hope they ask him how many of those over-the-head shots from the other end of the court that he sinks the basket are real, how many are AI generated? Because, man, he's made some shots.
Unbelievable. Let's move on to some other stuff here. This would be sports related, I guess. There's a developer here in Kansas City area. Do you remember in Grandview the story about the International House of Prayer and they shut it down?
Oh, IHOP.
Yeah, it was IHOP.
Yeah, right.
When I first thought, I said, they're closing an IHOP. Yeah. No, it stood for International House of Prayer.
Right.
And they closed because there were allegations of sex abuse by the founder of House of Prayer. So a developer is going to change that into a place called Agora, a new pickleball stadium. And it'll have 16, maybe 18 pickleball courts, and they're going to have a fitness center and a sauna, a chiropractor, everything, cryotherapy, hyperbaric chambers, red light therapy. Man, you can go in there and come out feeling like you're 25 again.
No kidding. Sign me up.
And they're probably going to put a restaurant in there. So, the old Pastor Gaster got himself in a pickle. Now there's going to be pickleball at the IHOP. So there you go. We have to mention, Bill, the World Cup is over and all that, but the final results came in for television ratings. This is just amazing.
Yes.
Kansas City, Missouri was the number one final that had the top ratings for everything. I mean, how amazing is that?
Unreal. I mean, it's, you and I visited on the show. I think you talked about some city guidelines that said, the rooms in the hotels aren't selling, and this and this and
restaurants
this.
didn't get their kick.
Have you heard one negative thing about it since it happened? No.
Television rating. This city really is the soccer capital of America. And on that note, FIFA has told President Trump that the U.S. is going to host the Women's World Cup in 2031, and we're already all over that. I know for a fact that Kansas City has put the bid. Phil Lavoda, the Jackson County executive, this week said, "Yeah, we're getting it." You would think we would get that. You know what else is in 2031? The Rugby World Cup.
I say I've never heard of that.
I didn't
either.
When
you told me about that, I was not aware.
They are putting a bid in for the Rugby World Cup. By the way, that Women's World Cup, we have that incredible stadium here.
Oh, yeah.
But that would be 2031. And if you're thinking, would that be played in the new football stadium? No, it will be played in Arrowhead, is what I've been told. Yeah, it would be played in Arrowhead.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
But things can change.
Oh yeah,
things can change. But that's only 4 years away, so you never know. Let's move on to music and entertainment news. We got a lot this week. My longtime friend, and Tony knows him too, Kenny Chesney. His life and career. He's getting his own exhibit in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Oh, is he?
He is. Dozens of different things. It's called Kenny Chesney Living in Fast Forward, which is one of his songs, and it's going to be there for almost a year. So
is it really that long?
Go, yeah.
Okay.
It'll be there till June of 2027. So if you're going to Nashville, stop by. You want to go to the Country Music Hall of Fame Museum anyway, and you'll see the Kenny Chesney thing there. Garth Brooks is doing his thing again later this year, but he's announcing these stadiums usually, or their arenas usually does we'll do this city and then 2 days later come up. But he's taking his sweet time with these things, and I don't know why, but does Garth really Is it that suspenseful still? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
He Blame It All on My Roots tour is going to be in Denver now for back-to-back shows, September 4th and 5th, and they're kicking it off with 4 shows in Indianapolis. And I heard from a pretty reliable source that they're having difficulty selling that out, that they have not been sold out.
That doesn't surprise me. I was shocked with how many did he at the
4 at Indianapolis. He did 9.
No, I mean
here.
in Kansas City.
9.
9, yeah.
When they opened the Sprint Center at
Unbelievable.
the time. They did 9.
Yeah,
And,
phenomenal.
And I'd happened to be on the air when all that was going on. And we didn't think it'd be that many. But nothing for Kansas City yet. But if I had to bet, and I don't bet, we'll have.
Oh, he'll come to see his royal buddies
here. Well, the big thing for bands and artists is selling their catalogs, and now it's Iron Maiden. Were you ever into them?
No,
Me neither. But I didn't realize that their catalog would be worth $300 million for Iron Maiden. Wow.
I thought you were going to say $3 million, and I thought, wow, it's worth $300 million.
50%. The company that this Pop House is what this capital investment company, $300 million and a 50% stake. That's a lot of money.
Wow,
I mean, I don't have anything against Iron Maiden, but
No.
I couldn't tell you five songs. I know you're on pins and needles for this debut album by Pat McAfee. What's that look mean? He made an announcement this week that he's going to release his debut, and it's a singing album. It's called The Diary of a Polarizing Figure. Is the name of the
That's
album.
a great name.
Yep, and you can see all this stuff. It'll be out August the 14th. Out of curiosity, we looked up the first song, or the first portion of a song is called Dookie. Don't ask.
Green Day, give him a call.
Dookie. What are people online saying? I'll just read you 3. I just pull, and these were the first 3 I saw on X. This sounds like it was written by a mechanical bull. This is a song I'd hear waiting in line at Home Depot. And this is the last one. This is a song the CIA would play to get information out of terrorists.
I love that.
So there you go. Pat McAfee. You like biopics. You tell me that every
Love
week 'cause we get biopics. Snoop Dogg biopic is got a release date. It's Snoop, Outer Banks star Jonathan Davis will play the role. So
Okay, now I could see that.
yeah, so we'll see. Now, I did see this, and I think all 3 of us are excited about this. The trailer for the new movie called I Play Rocky has been released.
Unbelievable.
The trailer shows how the story of Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
How he got multiple offers for the script. He was still struggling and turned them all down. And I think a lot of you know the story. Eventually convinced, and they had a $1 million budget, made $200 million worldwide, 10 Academy Award nominations. He won 3 of them, including Best Picture. And according to Sly, he said, one of the best things, I was able to buy my dog Butkus back.
Yes.
But
he was in such dire straits, he sold his dog. And I saw an interview with him, and he got real, I could never sell my dog. And I was glad when I read he did buy him back.
Guys, but go, if you see the kid that's playing him, the young man that's playing him, he's an Italian kid named Anthony Ippolito, and you said it earlier, it looks like AI.
It does, yeah.
Of Sly.
It's unbelievable.
And it'll be, they've got some probably in Hollywood, New York, and whatever on November 6th, but wide release on November 20th, so not that far away. And I bet you that's gonna do really, really good. And were you an Alvin and the Chipmunks kid?
As a kid, I was. I had all those
I
albums.
still see him and his brother singing singing those Christmas songs.
song.
Your brother Paul used to sing
That's right.
the Christmas songs. So there's no title for it, but there's going to be a new big screen movie coming out late next year. God, this is insane. We talked about Michael Jackson doing $1 billion.
Yeah.
The last 4 Chipmunks movies made over $1 billion worldwide. Freaking Chipmunks.
Wow.
That's
That blows my mind.
That's crazy, isn't it? Okay, so Netflix coming out with a reality competition series, Monopoly, as in the Monopoly board game. Okay. Live action reality competition. And it's going to come out in a couple months for the fall 2020, or for next year, fall 2027. 12 contestants competing on a life-size, fully realized Monopoly Town Square, and they're casting for it right now. I could just see it right now. Tell me I'm wrong. The get out of jail free card will have Bill Corum's picture on it.
I would love that. Oh, that would be perfect.
Oh, my God. But you know what? You could go and have the top hat and be the Monopoly man.
I could. Get me a monocle.
Yeah.
I think I have a monocle at home.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, do it. I mean, the casting is open right now.
There you go.
And I'd be the guy in jail waiting on Bill Corum
There
to get
you
me
go.
the hell out of there. Boy, times are tough at Disney and ESPN. Did you hear they've cut more people there? Actually, Pixar, which I thought makes billions,
yeah.
was the hardest hit. But ESPN and NFL networks, Carl Ravitch.
I know.
Carl Ravitch is like the face and voice of Sunday Night Baseball.
I know.
I mean, come on.
Did you see Bob Kendrick's message on that?
No, what Bob said?
I was on with Carl several times, a class act. I'm really going to miss him. And, yeah, Ravitch was the one that blew me away.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Well, and you know who else? Ryan Clark.
I know.
And I don't know if these stories are true, but a lot's being said that Ryan Clark was let go while he was on the air. It's one
Man.
And Tom Pelissero from the NFL Network.
That's cool.
There's another one. You know, it's just
Man.
that's hard to see.
Yeah.
That's too bad. Let's talk about weird news of the week. And this happened in Kansas City, but this became a national story. The crews with the KCFD, with the fire department, responded to a rescue call like, hey, I bet you money they've never had one before. There was a guy here in Kansas City that got stuck inside the bowl of a porta-pot for nearly 8 hours. Could you just hear it? I'm stuck.
Man.
I don't want to hear I'm stuck. If I'm coming from
Not
the
from a
toilet.
porta-john, no.
Oh,
no.
man.
There. Yeah. Now come out. Come on, man.
Guy's dumping his head in it.
I know. Come on, get on out of there. You got
Your eviction notice.
Bro, come out. You're gonna look out of there. No, lean your head through the hole, cuz. I'm the dumb fuck while sitting in a fucking urinal. That's real smart to say.
So he said that he was trying to retrieve a Mountain Dew bottle that he threw in there the night before. So if you throw a Mountain Dew bottle in the toilet to start with, what do you think it's going to be like 8 hours later?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's buying that.
If I lost a Rolex in there, I'm not climbing in to try to find it. Not that I own a Rolex, but no.
I mean, if you're a cop or a firefighter and you see a head popping out of a stool, I think I just would have shut the door and kicked it over.
I would too.
I mean, really, is that Skibbity toilet? I mean, what the?
Oh, I know.
I don't know. Well, and his name has not been released. Lucky for him.
Oh man.
Oh my God. All right. So in a couple of weeks, about 6, 7 weeks, going to Florida. We do. Jerry and I do a little Florida trip every year, and we go to the what's called the Emerald Coast, the Gulf Coast, Destin. This past week, there were people on the beach in Pensacola, and the Blue Angels were about to do a show. Did you see this story?
I did see that.
It's something that what's it called? The Blues with the Angels or something like that. But it's a big air show that
They were there for an air show,
yeah.
right.
So the Blue Angels thought, well, they're practicing. One of the Blue Angels buzzed the beach, and when I mean buzzed, umbrellas went flying.
Oh, yeah.
Hair pieces were off. I mean, shit was flying everywhere.
Yeah, it was nuts.
It was some of the folks there said it was like a mini tornado effect.
Yep.
Sand, umbrellas, chairs were going everywhere. Some people thought it was funny, but you know, some people didn't think it was funny. It was like, my God, was that a Blue Angel? What the hell just happened here? But so the Blue Angels, it got reported. You know, obviously it got reported, and the acting Secretary of Navy, his direct quote, said,
Love this quote.
"No reprimands, no firings, no problem. That's the sound of freedom," indicating the flight debrief found no wrongdoing, because there was an investigation.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, it got to Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth said, quote, "The flyovers will continue until morale improves." And I don't think he meant morale of the pilots.
Yes, yes.
And, you know, I could just see it right now. Kid Rock waving from one of those things, you know, sitting in a back seat or something like that. I'm just,
He's taking off in a Black Hawk helicopter while they're buzzing.
Yeah, right.
the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So if I see something like that coming in Destin, I'll call you.
Yes.
Or I'll call Pete Hegseth.
Yeah, please.
One more pilot story. This is sad. The pilot known for the Miracle on the Hudson.
Yes,
and
this is
I
very
read the
sad.
book, and the movie was great. We're talking about Captain Chesley Sullenberger, who affectionately everyone knows as Sully. Revealed himself that he was recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease.
It's sad.
That's it's hard to believe that's been 17 years.
Has it
since
really?
that. Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was 2009 when
Wow.
he landed that passenger plane in the Hudson River, which is a stone's throw, literally, from where the planes went into the towers.
Yes.
And just couldn't imagine being a citizen in New York, being anybody in that city, and seeing that plane coming down.
Oh, yeah.
And, bird struck one of the engines, and that's what happened. And then you see that thing land in the water, all 155 passengers and crew saved. Yeah. And he's going to be inducted into the National Aviation Hall of Fame in September.
Good. That's good. So he'll know a little bit about it. And, Clint Eastwood directed the movie. And that movie was incredible.
It was.
But what I couldn't believe was after the flight, all he had to go through in congressional hearings and things.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it was sad.
Yeah, you would think it was like the Watergate hearings.
It was.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has Alzheimer's disease. Yeah, God bless Sully.
Yep.
Okay, we have a very special guest today that we're going to bring on here in just a second. Bill, how much of your life do you think you've spent at Arrowhead, Municipal Stadium before that, Kauffman Stadium? I mean,
well, I was a sports writer 43 years, and there was a time when Arrowhead and Old Royal Stadium was my second home.
Yeah. Well, same thing for our guest today.
Yes.
You were a writer. He is a photographer, and he has taken some of the most iconic shots of not only sports, Royals and Chiefs, but just so many incredible shots of here in Kansas City, whether it be nature and so many different things. His name is Jon Robichaud, and he's our guest today on Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure.
Hey, Tony, I've been looking forward to this show for a long, long time.
Yeah, we both have.
Nobody that I appreciate more than the photographers at Major League Baseball, football, collegiate, high school games. These guys are out in the elements. I'm in a press box. I see my old photographer from the Examiner down there soaking wet.
You need to rub this in, don't you, Joe?
Who was that?
David Rainey.
Okay, yeah.
You know Dave?
Yeah.
This guy, I tell you, I've seen a lot of his artwork, Jon Robichaud. Jon, I always dreamed of covering that game that people would remember the rest of their lives. You know, a 7-run inning in the bottom of the ninth to win a game-winning field goal as time expires. As a photographer, do you focus on one player, one play? You know, what's it like when you get that money shot?
Well, it's a different job for me than a lot of other photographers on the field. The Associated Press, for instance, will have 4 photographers covering each corner, and they each have their assignment. They've got a shoot list. The Kansas City Chiefs, Steve Sanders has got 8 photographers working that game, several of them upstairs. Everybody has their assignment. I'm working for United Press International alone. And so,
no pressure there.
Well, my editor, I just talked to him this morning about this upcoming season, and he was like, you know, the touchdowns are great and all that's good, but if there are any A-list celebrities there, we need shots.
I think we might know of one lady.
A-list celebrities, it might be at Arrowhead.
Well, there haven't been any, but no, you mentioned about getting the shot. I have missed so many shots. I can't tell you how many shots I've missed. And the good news is my wire service gets what they get. You know what I mean? And I'll try and cover. For instance, one of the best shots I had last year was an interception at the end of the game by the San Diego Chargers. And the defensive back is running down the field. The light is hitting the side of his face just perfectly. Yeah. He's got rim light. He's holding the ball out. It's a joyous moment. Yeah. And 3 plays before that, Patrick Mahomes was injured. And my editor didn't care about any shots from that game except Patrick Mahomes getting injured. So, you know, Bill, you do the writing part. You know what the people are after. Sure. And as a photographer, I'm guessing most of the time. You know, you don't know what the big moment is until it's over.
Well, you know, I was always so amazed with like how Sports Illustrated, every big game, they got the key touchdown pass, the sack, the fumble, the celebration. And I thought, that guy's amazing. Well, I didn't know they had like 18 guys there shooting it, so they better get something like that.
Yeah, they've got it covered. And part of the fun thing in the playoff games, I'll be, and a lot of the photographers do it for all the games, but for my service in the playoff games, I'll have a remote editor. And what that means is I'll plug my camera. There'll be Ethernet cords along the wall, either at the basketball or baseball or football, and you can plug it in. I've already tagged the photos I want to send. I've already done a voice memo that explains who it is, when it is, how many yards were gained. It's on the image. And then, so I just send it and done. Most games, I'm there an hour after the game, typing all that stuff in. Sports Illustrated, Associated Press, Getty Images. Those guys have multiple photographers working the game, and I'm just, I'm a band director. So,
well, that's what I wanted to ask.
Man,
well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. We were both really surprised. We had no idea. I mean, you went to KU.
I did.
But you're training not only in is it photojournalism or photography, but in music.
It was 8 of the best years of my life. Of course, that was over 2 decades.
But you spent almost 38 with it doing high school?
Sure.
Well, talk about that.
That's my passion. The thing about high school band that affected me when I was growing up, and I played football. I went to football practice for a couple of years, and wrestling and track, and so the sports are important. But in band, the thing I discovered was that one, everybody is a starter, and so you may have to play everybody if you're a coach.
Sure.
But you don't have to play them at the important times. Yes. And you maybe don't have to play them at all in certain games. Well, you got somebody out there in the band playing at a C level, and the whole thing stinks. You know what I mean? So the thing I loved about my experience in high school band was each kid got to find out they could be good at something. Yeah. And that they can apply then to any field they happen to go into. So that was my passion, but when I started college, I kind of met the Lord through the Navigators Christian ministry on campus, and went to a retreat, discipleship summer in Waukesha, Wisconsin. I was up there 2 months, and I came home and I told my dad, I need a camera. I mean, I'm seeing all these people. I may never see them again. I'd like to be able to have pictures to go with the memories. And my dad, my sisters and I were just together this weekend in Champaign-Urbana talking about my dad. And he was a chemist and a salesman, and so getting a camera was not an option. Learning photography was going to be. He taught me about silver and light and chemistry and all the things that go into that, and he gave me a camera. So at that time at KU, you pay your tuition, and you can take up to 21 or 22 hours. So I just started enrolling in photojournalism classes and getting immersed in that culture. Wow. And so all the time I was teaching, I would shoot some pro games. I'd shoot for the University of Kansas, and I'd shoot what I wanted to shoot and didn't shoot what I didn't. Now that I'm retired, I really only shoot what I want to shoot. Yeah. And it's been a blast. And like music, it's very competitive. I mean, almost any given time, I might be the worst photographer on the field. You know what I mean? I know so many that are just amazing at this, and this has been their life's work, and I'm out there just trying to do the best I can.
And that Blue Springs Golden Regiment, they are, I mean, they've been everywhere. I mean, have you traveled with them to?
Well, I've traveled with Blue Springs South.
Yeah, Blue Springs South is what I meant. Yeah, my bad.
No, I actually was on Tim's staff after I left Blue Springs South for a while, and Tim and I have just been good friends, and I'm so thankful Kenny Hansen is at Blue Springs South. Yes. He's an amazing teacher. But one of the coolest things about Tim at Blue Springs High School, there was a doctor in town that wrote an article, I think it was in the Examiner. I should have it, and I should have his name. But it was degrading high school band. Said this is the worst thing for kids. I mean, the kids are out there working out in the summer. They're eating right. They're exercising. They're going to put me out of business. Was the gist of the article. It was tongue in cheek. That what Tim's doing and what Kenny's doing at South is so good for these kids that otherwise they'd just be sitting inside playing games or something.
Well, within a 10-mile radius, you have
Green Valley,
the all-timer. You got Blue Springs South, and then I live in Green Valley.
Yeah.
My sons were in the band 2004 and 2006. The highest number of students they had in the band, 18. And
things have changed.
Yes, they've changed. I mean, Green Valley has been to Hawaii, has been to Washington. I don't know how many times Dr. Alshouse's band at Blue Springs has gone someplace phenomenal. And, I'm glad that was tongue in cheek because what.
Yeah, you had us both going.
That was the doctor's. What? That was the doctor's point too. Yeah. I mean, you had to read all the way to the end to find out. Wait a minute.
John, do you remember the first event or maybe your first assignment when you said, I could really do this for a living?
Band or photography?
Either.
Oh gosh, that's a.
You said band first, so I kind of think that might be it.
Well, yeah, it's hard to tell. My first band job was actually teaching in Kansas City, Kansas. So
which
it was,
high school?
Rosedale.
Okay.
And so they're inner city kids, and it was a great time. This is the late 70s. It was the only school in Kansas City, Kansas that they didn't bus kids for racial quotas.
Okay.
Because they all lived right there.
Sure.
And I just remember, I'll never forget, I had one student who I looked down and he was playing all the time. And what he was playing was not what was on his page, but played the tenor sax. But he was playing whatever he heard. And this is something that as a music teacher, you can't teach people to do that. We try. But this guy had an ear. And I thought, I'm not going to mess with that. We're going to hear the melody, but
that is awesome.
It was just working with kids when they occasionally they'll say thank you, and that's a pretty cool moment.
It is.
What about sports? So, I mean, you've covered the Chiefs you've shot the Chiefs and the Royals, and you've had some pretty big players that have been in this city. We go back. You were showing us earlier, and if you want to pull that out, one of you said this was your first. Explain it.
My first Chiefs game. I think this was '77, and the Chiefs lost to the New Orleans Saints. But Jim Lynch did the pose for me, and there were lots of shots I got of that game. But you understand, this is film. It's manual focus. This is when you could make a living as a photographer.
Yes.
Because you don't get to check it and see if it turned out. You either got it or you didn't. And that's where understanding what my dad was teaching me about light and how your camera, you're photographing the light that's hitting the subject, not the light that's reflecting off of them. And cameras can only read the light reflecting off of them. Right. So you've got to kind of have a little deeper understanding of that. Well, with digital pictures now, that doesn't look good. I'll just change the settings and we're all good. So that was my first Chiefs game. But we were mentioning this earlier. I thought this was so funny. One of the things that I really developed my photographic skills, because most band directors will tell you most people can see better than they can hear. And so when you're looking at presenting your band properly, like in a program for the Tournament of Roses or for wherever you're going to go, it's really important how the group looks.
Totally.
And so, and there are a few directors in the area, and Kenny Hansen and Dr. Allshouse, the Lee Summit guys, Grain Valley. Yeah. I'll do a few groups, and my objective is, and I know that Tony he's got some of these in digital form he can put up, but to make this picture work, the lighting, the optics, because if this student out here is kind of stretched out because it's a wide angle shot, or enough light didn't get on them, and for most photographers that I know that look at something like this, I just did a workshop with Bedford Camera back in March at the Overland Park Convention Center, and my focus was kind of on find your skills. What's your skill set as a photographer? Because we're all so different. Sure. And Reed Hoffman, who's been an Associated Press photographer for, it was 20 years, but now it's 30 because he moved from Buffalo to here. He said, I just want to go and find out how you line all those people up. I don't understand that.
When I saw that picture, the first thing I did, can you see every kid's face? Because the one kid that's face may be hit, and that's the mom you're going to hear from.
Yeah.
And did you take like 75 of those pictures?
No.
Wow.
No, but the difference is, and it's true with the groups that I shoot, these kids line up in height order by section, and they don't talk.
No.
Well, you can do a lot of things in 15 minutes if you're not competing with that kind of thing. Yeah. And so if you run a program like the programs that I shoot, and this is another amazing one. We're going to get into sports stuff, but this particular shot, I don't know if you can tell where the sun is.
Got to be at their back.
It's behind them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love those the shadows add to it.
Exactly. Well, I didn't have any choice because this
Yeah.
was a brand new field. An alumni at the University of Kansas donated $500,000 or something so the band could have a practice field.
Wow.
And so there's the tower.
Wow.
There's a tower.
Yeah.
There's the field, and the band rehearses from 3:30 to 5:30. So the shot's going to be at 5:30, and I can't tell you how many times I went out there to this tower going, how am I going to compete with this sun?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of photographers ask the same question.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to have a lot of light
Yeah.
to be able to see the faces.
Yep.
And like you said, the image is great for the band director, but the parents only care about that
That's
kid.
exactly. That's what I meant. That's why I asked that question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's an area that I've usually had. I did this with my own band at Blue Springs South and at Kickapoo. And, excuse me, I've had directors come to me and say, hey, could you do our band?
Yeah.
And the folks that don't care how they look, I'm good because I can only do so many.
Yeah.
And it's not to say I'm the best at this,
No, but that's.
but I've worked hard at it.
Yeah.
And so we were, excuse me, talking about the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
My editor and I were talking this morning, and 2 years ago, first home game at Arrowhead, he calls me 4 hours before the game. He said, John, I want to give you a pep talk. Now,
He's 30 years old.
Johnny with the United Press International in New York is in his 30s. I don't know that he's 30, but. And I said, okay, Johnny, let me have it. What do you need? And he goes, I know you like the big plays, and I know you like the touchdowns, but we need Taylor Swift. So, and it actually got to the point. See, Taylor, this is in the tunnel as she's coming in the game. It actually got to the point where several of us, because Associated Press had the same needs, Chiefs are first and goal at the 8. It's probably going to go to Travis Kelce. There's the goal line. There's Travis's box. And we got 4 or 5 of us pointing up there at Travis's box because we want Taylor's reaction.
Sure, absolutely.
And it's and then I was really blessed. My editor wasn't that happy with this because apparently they like the full shot. They want to see what boots she's wearing, what, I'm going, I'm sorry, I thought it was about Taylor.
That's a beautiful
That
picture
is
of
an
a beautiful
alluring
woman.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know if she's wearing Gucci or Versace?
Yves Saint Laurent.
Okay.
I think you can.
Yeah.
Well, here you can see it in this next picture. So, at the AFC Championship game, I was hoping 1 that we'd win, and 2 that Taylor would come down to the field, and 3 that I could get within 4 or 5 feet of her because her security is for real.
Oh, it's.
I've
seen it.
I could tell you stories on that, but I won't. So I was very fortunate.
Wow.
That she did come down to the field,
What a
and
great photo.
I've got a nice shot of her hugging Andy Reid, and when she pulled away, Andy Reid goes, so amazing. And she walked up to Rashee Rice and said, I remember when they drafted you. I was so excited. And I'm thinking, that's how to do it, girl. I mean,
man.
she was making
Wow.
relationships with each of the players. I know she's not a football, but here's the Yves Saint Laurent logo.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
But she really had a good relationship with all the players. I have a picture of her hugging George Karlaftis, and she's part of that family.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen because they're all Swifties.
Yes.
That happened because and one game that I was so upset, I was in the photo room after the game for about an hour, transmitting images, typing all the bylines.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody tells me, well, Taylor's out there hanging over Travis's box, talking to all the workers in the stadium for about an hour.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Just chatting it up with them. And I'm thinking, that would have been a good shot. But I didn't get it. So.
A friend of mine, 1 or 2 years, but the first year, worked the suite.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, she's, what do you think about this game?
Mm-hmm.
What? And when she left, she had a wad of $100 bills And anybody that she saw from the box down to seeing Travis that was working at the stadium at that time, she gave a $100 bill. She doesn't have to do that. And it's a drop in the bucket to her, but what a great way to salute the working people and the people that, are just like, I'm never going to spend this. I'm framing this $100 bill.
And of course, we know what she did with her road crew.
with her crew
on the tour.
The bus driver got $100,000, I think. Something
Was
like
it
that.
$13 million or $1.3 million that she paid everybody that was? It was some crazy amount.
I don't know, but when
Bill
I
was
heard
probably
of
the
that,
13, I bet.
and the New York City people were complaining about.
We did this. We,
did
actually
talk about
did
it
this
last
story,
week?
John, last week.
I heard you
yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah, and they happened to write a $160,000 check to
Right.
cover all that.
Right.
But that's. But you've, you blessed, to have Pat, to have Travis, to
Well,
have.
see, that's the big difference. I shot the Chiefs back
Yeah.
when Steve Bono was the quarterback, and we all
My
love
condolences.
Steve. We all
Yeah.
love Steve.
Yeah.
I have the best shot of Steve that I didn't bring, but he's in the pocket. He's got the ball in one hand, and he just has that, and
Real Steve Bono?
that guy, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And right behind him is the Oakland Raider defensive end, Hall of Famer.
Howie Long?
No, like a Neil Smith era kind of guy.
Okay.
And he's coming down on it. It's happening. And when he hit him, that's a shot. But the shot before he hits him, when everybody knows what's going to happen except Steve.
Oh.
And I felt like, oh, man. So I actually got a Steve Bono jersey, and I have a Lynn Elliott jersey because you got to, keep yourself. I was at the UPS store a couple weeks ago, and there's Harrison Butker picking up packages.
Really?
And I said, Harrison, is that you? And he looked at me and he goes, yes. Now, understand when you take a stand like Harrison has done,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
there's a group of people that hate him and a group of people that are for him. And
No gray area. with
no, there
Harrison
isn't.
Butker.
There isn't.
No.
And so he was, didn't know what the other shoe was going to drop. And I said, stay right there. I got something for you. So I pulled that. I don't think you've got it in your conglomerate of pictures of mine, but I have the picture of him kicking the game-winning field goal against Buffalo. And it was unusual because I went behind the line of scrimmage where you can't see Harrison Butker.
Yeah.
Not only before he kicks, but during the kick or after, you don't know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
But I've got lots of shots of him from the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted one head on. And the sea parted just enough for me to get his face looking up at the ball going through. And I handed it to him. And he goes, thanks. Do you just keep these in your car?
Uh-oh, this guy's the ultimate stalker right there.
I said, well, in this case, yes, but it was only because I did this convention, and I was going to give out door prizes to people that asked questions. I'd give them a Chiefs player picture.
Wow.
And everybody that asked a question, I'd said, no, who's your favorite player? They go, I'm not a Chiefs fan. And another guy goes, why? I'm a Browns fan. And I'm going, well. So I left with all those pictures.
Oh, wow.
And so I happened to have that one, and I gave it to him.
That's a great story. You've had Salvador Perez and Bobby Witt Jr., but Salvi, have you ever gotten a picture of him that he's not smiling?
No, but I've seen the best picture of him that I didn't take. Salvi took it. And Kenny Hansen was with the Blue Spring South Band playing the national anthem at a Royals playoff game.
Okay.
Or maybe, I don't know if it was a playoff game or not, but it was at Kaufman. And Salvador Perez walked up to Kenny, put his arm around him, and said, give me your phone. And he took a picture of Kenny and the band kids.
That's just.
Did a selfie, and I'm thinking that just
But how Salvi is that, Bill? We were
That's it.
talking
That's
about
Salvi.
him.
That just sums
Yeah.
it up. Wow. And I have several pictures of him with really neat people at the stadium. There was a picture that just came out yesterday of Salvi and Jason Hanna. We were talking about him, the Royals photographer, and right after he hit his record-breaking home run,
Yeah, the 318.
and Salvi buddies up to Jason and gets a picture with him. So, and that was in Detroit, I believe.
It was, yeah.
Right.
And that was, you talk about big moments. I was at the games last week hoping
Yeah.
to get the record breaking.
Did you see 317?
No, I didn't shoot that
Okay.
game, but I shot Monday and Tuesday.
You were there the day before.
Yes, and I was,
That's right, yeah.
I was telling him, I said, boy, it'd be neat if he'd get one today. Two would be even better.
Yeah.
But didn't happen.
I saw a picture in your collection that you sent us and I know you saw this too, Bill, and I had to stop immediately. It's that picture of Billy Gibbons with ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Where was that? That was
Yeah.
just so good.
That was at the Orange Bowl
Oh, really?
in 2008.
You're kidding.
No, KU versus Virginia Tech, and ZZ Top did the halftime.
Oh, wow.
And I'm thinking, well, I'm staying out here.
Oh,
Yes,
heck yeah.
sir.
That was a sad game for me though, because I get on the field well before the game starts. Then it starts raining, and I've got rain gear.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go get it.
Yeah.
So I get the rain gear. I come out to watch number 3, and he played in the NFL for a number of years. Anyway, so I missed that, getting my stupid rain gear.
Oh.
The shots I've missed. I have one shot of Patrick Mahomes. You saw it. He's diving for the pylon.
Love that photo. Oh.
And he's just touching the pylon.
Yep.
And that was a huge mistake on my part, because I'm on the right side. I'm on the home side of the end zone thinking they're going to run left.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming this way. They didn't come this way. They went that way. And I didn't have a long lens on because I was thinking they're coming this way. But with today's digital gear, you can crop it down and still have a usable shot. And I did, although Charlie Riedel, I think, with Associated Press, was right there with him running at him. And
Yeah.
he got a beautiful shot. But I got a shot.
That's
That was a
awesome.
deal.
Is there a favorite event you covered? I mean, you've covered so much stuff, but a favorite event or a favorite person or either or both, that something that always stands out?
Well, that's a great question. I think most of the favorite things happen after the events. Here's an example coming up. I'm in Robert's Photo in Indianapolis, Indiana last year. I've got one sister that lives in Indianapolis, so we go out and visit. And I was talking to a kid working there. Well, he was actually an adult working there. And he goes, my favorite player is Joe Burrow. I said, I've got a picture of Joe Burrow. Yeah. You might like it. Here, I'll bring it in to you.
I think I know what this
And so
is.
I bring in this one.
One of ours too, right? It's one of our favorite pictures of
But
Joe
the
Burrow.
thing
Mr. Jones, meet Mr. Burrow.
the thing that's so hard about shooting the NFL is their faces are covered. In the daytime, their harsh shadows are covering their faces. And so to get the human element of the game, and here, Joe is just about to feel the pain.
Yes.
And Chris Jones is about to deliver it.
Yeah.
And so giving that Joe Burrow fan this picture, and he goes, no, I love it. He goes, I love it. You can see his face. It lets you know how tough he is. This was a fun event. We thought this might be Travis Kelce's last home game last year.
Yeah.
And so I'm set up to do the running on the
Love
field.
photos like that.
And this was in camera.
Love that.
What you do in this case is you use a slow shutter speed, but you use a flash. So before the flash goes off, you get all the motion blur, and then the flash freezes the moment. And it doesn't freeze the stuff behind because that's too far away. And so it allows you to get something unusual. And I was thinking, if this is his last game, this would be fun.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Just have to do it again.
Yeah, we will. And then, of course, I love the anytime you can get the eyes.
Look at the concentration there on that.
That is just an awesome picture.
I mean,
That's a
that's
great
fun to do. And again, the guys that I shoot next to on the field, that's what they do all day long.
Yeah, right.
And so if I get one or two of them, here's a fun one. I call this one the Ghosts in the NFL.
Oh, my gosh.
So take a look at the ghost right here.
Yeah.
Number 87.
Show that.
Well,
That
you've
is-
got it in your file, but number 87 is half not there.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
The reason that happened, again, slow shutter speed, but he's going the opposite direction. I'm panning with Nick's, and he's going the opposite way, so his feet are just gone completely. And so occasionally, as a photographer, I think the hard thing to do is to catch the speed of the sport.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything we're catching is frozen. And when we see it on TV, they do slow-mo,
Sure.
kind of like that soccer thing you were talking about.
Right, exactly.
They're not supposed to make those calls in slow motion.
Yeah.
But if there's something you can do to catch the speed of the game, and this picture is also important to me. Here's another one of Bo Nix. Because when I shoot the KU football games, there's a doctor that owns a home right at the corner of the football field. I mean, literally across the street from the press entrance. Wow. And he doesn't sell parking. But if I bring him prints,
yes.
and I got to haul a lot of stuff in there.
Oh.
So I just, up till now, I brought him prints of KU basketball because he's a KU basketball fan. But NFL, he's a Denver Broncos fan.
Oh.
So I had to get some pictures of Denver Broncos players.
I was just about to say, we're talking about KU. You've had to get some great shots of the Jayhawks on the court.
Well, yeah, on the court it is, and you've got. I don't think I brought prints of those, but you've got them. If you want to show any of them, but one of the best shots I have is Hunter Dickinson last year. Just the shot he's going.
Yeah,
because that summed up the whole
season. Yeah. It did,
and it also summed up a little bit how people feel about Hunter Dickinson. Did I say that out loud?
I'll tell him you said so.
Yes.
So this is a fun one because of Creed Humphrey.
Look at that.
You look at Creed's role in this whole mess. Now, Jamal Charles that's Jamal, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He's going over the top for the touchdown.
Yeah.
And here's a good shot of Jamal. Got the first down.
Wow.
But this shot to me, looking at Creed Humphrey's face going up against two Colts.
Yeah.
And
that's Kareem Hunt.
Is that what did I
say?
Kareem Hunt.
That is Kareem Hunt,
okay.
yes.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Jamal Charles.
I was wrong. That's why I asked you.
You're testing me.
I know. So, but seeing Creed Humphreys just in the pit, he earned that touchdown.
Yes.
Sure did.
And the running back got to get it.
Well, and when I see a picture like that, it was much like the photo before Jones and Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
To see their faces, that's pretty cool.
Well,
just to see the impact and the drama in their eyes.
To me, that's the difficulty as a photographer.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, that's number 10, so that's Hill or Pacheco or But if you can get a chance to see their face,
Exactly.
It tells the story. And one of my favorite shots is you were mentioning KU. This is one of my favorite KU shots. This is Quentin Skinner going up this is in the end zone against Houston last year at Arrowhead 2 years ago while KU Stadium was under construction. And to be able to catch the interaction between their eyes and their faces, and I was next to the University of Kansas athletic photographer, and you have no idea if you got this shot while you're taking it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it? I don't know. And so I looked at back of my camera and I said, "Thank you, Lord." Because each game I'll say, let me have a couple and I'll give you the glory. And I asked her, I said, "Did you get that?" And she went, "No." But that matches all the other shots that I haven't gotten.
What about the other side of the coin? Was there ever a place, an event, or a player, or something or someone that was just so challenging that you wished you hadn't have been there that day?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Last year's Chiefs season.
The
whole lot of that.
Yeah, especially the last 3 or 4 games. Yeah,
and a few of the Royals games are tough that way. But
a few dozen.
Yeah, I think Patrick getting hurt would rise to the top of that list, and I was so upset about that because what I do, and this is the biggest challenge. Like for instance, this play, I'm focused on the quarterback. I don't know what's going to happen till the quarterback telegraphs to me. Is he going to hand it off? Is he going to pass it? Is he going to what? So as soon as I see he's going to pass it, well, I've got about a second to find that receiver.
Wow.
And there are several places to choose, of course. Well, in Patrick's case, same deal. He'll fake me out a lot because that's his job, to fake out the defense and photographers. So on the play he got hurt last year, he went to throw, and I, of course, went to go find the receiver.
Yeah.
And then I'm going, there's the receiver. Why is there no ball?
Yeah.
And then I go back. So I had missed the actual hit. And a good friend of mine, Reed Hoffman, who was shooting that game with the Associated Press, stayed on Patrick. He got the shots that caused my editor to repeatedly call me, okay, I see shots. Why didn't you get them? I had pictures of Patrick writhing in pain with Dr. Michael Monaco, who's a good friend of mine, Andy Reid's personal physician.
Oh, okay.
Was tending to him. And, I have shots of that, but I don't have the shot of the hit.
Yeah.
I have a shot that could have been a shot of the hit from an earlier play, but, when you're doing the news, you're not allowed to Photoshop stuff. It's got to actually be what actually happened.
Yeah.
And as soon as you don't, then you lose your credibility.
A friend of mine that used to work at the Examiner years ago photoshopped a photo and made it. It was a dunk shot, but he photographed or put in the image of the basketball right in the middle of the hoop, and never worked with an organization again after that.
Well, without trust, the news media is in trouble. I think,
True.
as we've seen time and time again. And I was talking to a friend of mine about that very thing. I did a series last year on Father's Day weekend at Royal Stadium. I have a shot of really
Kyle Isbell?
Yeah, really neat guy. So Kyle was there with his son on his shoulder, and the fireworks are going off behind him. And I had them all blurred out, and he and his son are sharp. And I had a couple others, a pitcher and two pitchers with their family. And I was talking to Charlie Riedel with the Associated Press, and I said, I don't like that stanchion, the thing behind them that kind of distracts.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, yeah, that's why you got to move. So that's not in the picture. And I said, well, I could edit it out. And he goes, you could, but it couldn't go on the Associated Press if you did. And these weren't for publication. These were. I made prints of these and gave them to the players just because it was a Father's Day thing. And we've all seen fireworks, right?
There are some great shots, speaking of which, that you have of the Kansas City skyline with fireworks. Was that like 4th of July or what?
No, well,
Celebration at Station?
Yes,
maybe?
yes.
Is that what it was?
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And also when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, you just kind of never know what's going to come up. If we're talking non-athletic pictures, I have a couple really neat ones that I love. This shot.
That's not Photoshop.
Well, no, this is for real, and it's not even for real. It's timing, because my older sister's husband just passed away, and my wife and I drove to Mount Sterling, Illinois, to be with her during this time, and for the funeral and all of that. And I'm standing on her porch, looking at this cornfield, and this rainbow appears. And we were praying this Lamentations verse with her, and I gave this photograph to one other person, and it was the spouse of a good friend of mine who runs God's Bucket Brigade downtown. They give out buckets with necessities and some scripture and toiletries to homeless. And I've worked that with him several times. And I gave this picture to him because they were going through a tough time, and I was thinking this verse for him. And his wife, Jo, said, she's wearing that shirt with that verse on it. And I thought, I thought I was doing something neat.
Wow. Nope. And that cloud, I mean, that's I've never seen a picture of a rainbow
incredible.
With a cloud in between.
Never.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Wow.
and again, like most of my other shots, I can take no credit for that.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is another shot that we were talking about this. I'll throw this up here just because we're talking about it. So
Oh, I love that.
here's Patrick. The reason we're talking about
Yeah.
this is the first 2 years he played, he would run, and this is difficult to do because he'll run to the end zone of the side of the field that they're going to defend, which you don't know what that is until after the coin toss and after they choose sides.
Sure.
Which, as a photographer, you've already got to stake your claim.
Oh,
before that
exactly.
happens. So,
Yeah.
50-50 or not. Well, he'd run down and jump up and yell and get everybody fired up. Well, the last 3 years, he'll run down, he'll jump up, and then he'll yell. So I think he's lost a little steam on this one. And then we talked about this particular
that. Oh, there it is.
first down dive that I was so frustrated with because he's running down the line of scrimmage. Defenders are chasing him. It's 3rd and too many. And I can't get focus to lock on. And it's locking on the defenders' backs, which make notoriously terrible pictures. And then he cuts past the defender, and my camera locked on. And so I was able to get the shot. But that was fun. But back to the other stuff we were talking about. So this, to me, kind of sums up my Christian walk. I'll hold it here for a minute. And it was, my wife and I love to go to Rocky Mountain National Park. And we have a little camper that we pull.
Yeah. And
This morning, it was just, why did we come here? You know, it's raining, it's dreary, it's foggy, it was just an ugly morning. This is the morning to sleep in, right? And I'm thinking, yeah, maybe, but I'm going up. And so I went up to 12,500 feet, and this is the image that presented itself to me.
Wow.
And I'm thinking that's just the way prayer works in my life. I mean, what did I screw up yesterday? You know, it's, well, how many more am I going to mess up today? Yeah. But when you go to the Lord and activate your spiritual life, that's kind of what happens.
Yes, sir.
And that just,
That's
so I have
a
vinyl print of this, 6 feet wide by 3 feet high in our camper, where there would be a front window, but it's on the inside right over our bed, and so we get to look at that and remind ourselves every morning, no matter how bad it looks out there, you're still retired, and you're not doing band camp at 105 degrees. I'm laughing because that's what my friends are doing right now.
Okay. Yes.
Right
Yes.
just
now.
wonderful. I saw a picture we have of the hummingbird, and last night my wife and I were looking outside, and I said, we've been waiting for these hummingbirds. We've seen maybe one or two, and we saw a hummingbird right there on the deck, and I said, Jerry, look, there's a hummingbird, and we just love them. And then I was looking at your photos, and I saw the hummingbird picture, and you know, their wings go, what? I don't know how many hundreds.
Way too fast.
Yeah. That is a fantastic shot.
Were the wings moving in the shot
I
you
think
saw,
so.
or were they still?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
No, they were moving.
Because you try both ways. This is how geeky I am. So I bought a flash meter. It's $500, and I didn't need it.
Did you tell your wife you bought that meter?
I told her, but it was only $50 then. You have these two lists. Here's the list of what I said the stuff costs, and then after I pass, here's a list of what it really is worth. So
welcome to my world.
What this flash meter does is it measures flash duration. In other words, if you've seen a picture of a bullet frozen in time, well, that's not done by a shutter speed. That's done by electronic flash. And so the flash fires at 1/50,000th of a second. And the rest of the time, it's dark. So all the shutter's open. All the shutter sees is when the flash hits it. So I got this meter specifically to shoot hummingbirds because I wanted to see what the flashes that I owned, what the shortest duration I could come up with so that I could get the wings frozen. And sometimes you want them moving, but if you want them frozen, only the flash can do it. A camera can't do it. So that's a long way around that bush. But
what has photography shown you about or we've seen the faces on athletes, but just about humanity overall that you didn't expect when you started?
Well, I think the ability to reflect on a moment. I didn't. It's in my package, but I have a picture of Noah Gray, and he is in a life or death struggle with a Cincinnati Bengals defensive back. And he has the ball, and it's so cool because you can see his tattoo that says Gray on his arm, and the look on his face. And so with a still photograph, you actually get a better window into what's going on, because as an individual, I'll never forget one moment as a football player. This was the moment when I knew I should find another line of work. And I was a sophomore in high school. We had 4,000 students in my high school in suburban Chicago.
Wow.
And so freshman year, there were 3 football teams. My sophomore year, it thinned down a little bit. And I remember going through the line in practice. And Jeff Holliday, I'll never forget, was a linebacker. And it wasn't the hit that he put on me, but it was the after hit. And he just squeezed the air out of my lungs. And it was then I knew every boy should play football. Yeah. They need to know what those pads smell like in the locker room. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's nothing else like it.
Yeah.
They need to know it's not about spandex and cheerleaders and all the stuff. Yeah. But you got to know, a man's got to know his limitations, right? Yep. Now, if I'd have played at a little school, I probably would have made it to my junior year. But, at John Hersey High School, I found out, I'm done.
Wow.
I'm done.
That's neat.
But that, to me, the still photography, you can reflect on, and even in this shot with Patrick, look at the determination in his eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like, I will not be denied.
Yes.
Right.
This is a show.
Yeah.
All right? And he knows it's a show. We know it's a show.
Right.
And it's an important show. But this is for real.
Yeah.
And he could have been, his season could have ended on that play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Totally.
That's true for any of these players.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I like the most after the game, when they huddle up, both teams are there and they're praying. And the funniest sequence I showed at this photo convention was the Los Angeles Raider defensive lineman who goes after Patrick every game.
Max Crosby.
Yes.
Yep.
And so Max, I've got a picture of Max hanging on to Patrick as they're both going down to the ground. Fortunately, the ball's not there anymore.
Okay.
All right? Then I have a picture of them walking off the field darn near holding hands.
Yes.
And all I could think of was the sheepdog and the coyote at the end of that cartoon where they're clocking out. And
Yep.
Have a good
Clocking
night.
out.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I just happened to see. So I was looking up some photos of Patrick yesterday, and I saw that one of him and Max walking off the field, and Max has a little bit of a grin on his face, and and Crosby's looking at him, and I'm like, man, that couldn't have been taken during the game. It had to be taken afterwards.
No, it's a war out there.
Right,
It's
right.
a literal war, and even though the pros, they could be playing on that team they're playing next week.
Sure.
They could
Yeah.
get traded.
Sure.
But today, it's a war.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, I could not survive one snap.
Oh.
What were you guys just talking last week or so about a offensive lineman that passed away at a pretty young age?
Yeah, we talked about it today. Jordan Davey, who played 16, 17, and 18 for the Chiefs, and he took his own life on he and his wife's 15th wedding anniversary.
The wear and tear on their bodies. And I
38 years old.
I was doing band camp one year, and this gentleman walks up to me. He's not much taller than me, a little stockier, hair spiked up, and he said, "Hi, I'm Daryl Porter."
Oh.
And I said, "Are you the Daryl Porter?" And he goes,
wow.
"Well, I don't know what that means." I said, "Well, I'm a big fan." And he goes, "Oh, you're a Royals fan?" I said, "No, I'm a Daryl Porter fan. I know what you went through, the battles that you had after leaving St. Louis, and you overcame your demons." And I didn't know it was his son in my band, and His wife and Daryl went to church with me. I was directing the orchestra at First Baptist Blue Springs at the time. And it was a couple years later that Daryl lost his life. But,
So sad. Tragic.
Yeah.
It's just a tough business. I bought a computer at a pawn shop here in town because it was owned by a Super Bowl MVP who pawned his computer, and he pawned his MVP Chevy Blazer. And I won't say his name, but he played for the 49ers, and then he was traded to the Chiefs, and he retired as a Chief. And I'm thinking, and that was Daryl's mission. Daryl's mission was to help these young players deal with the sharks, the temptation, the money, everybody wants a piece of you.
Yeah.
I had an interesting side note conversation with Brittany Mahomes' mom a couple weeks ago. I was sitting 2 rows behind Patrick and his whole family and her family because I was shooting a dance recital that Sterling was dancing in. And I had to, it was down at the music hall, and I signed an NDA, which I would never publish images of a minor in any event. But, I understand. But I was talking to Brittany's mom about just this whole deal. How's this all been? She goes, it's been hard. I mean, it's been great, but it's been hard. And the second show they came back, I said, so did y'all get a chance to get something to eat? There's nowhere to eat down here. There's Town Topic or whatever. And she goes, yeah, we were able to get something. I said, where'd you go? She goes, 1587. I said, silly me. I should have gone there too.
Yeah, man. They didn't need a reservation either.
No, but they're a great family.
That's good to hear.
And they're dealing with things that I couldn't deal with.
It's amazing.
Very few people could, I think.
Before we let you go, if you could give one piece of advice to the next generation of photographers, what would it be, and why does it matter now more than ever?
Well, I think finding your passion is the key. I do this, but like I say, I know guys that just got back from shooting the Olympics. They shot all the FIFA games, which I voluntarily stepped away from. I could have, but I'm 71 years old, kids, so I thought I'm good. And not that there aren't people that old shooting it, but find the thing you love. Yeah. And for me, it was music, and so that was my tie-in. I really think I know people that do a really good job with creating images. Bats on fire and smoke. And, all the stuff. And it's pretty neat. But, and I don't want to speak against them, but it's not my bag. I'm thinking these are high school kids. These are not, some cases younger than that. These are not NFL players. Yeah. We do that with NFL players because we're selling a product. So, I keep it real, I guess would be my advice. Yeah. Search for stuff that's really happening. That's this deal here. This is worth taking up photography. To have a moment.
Absolutely.
And I think that capturing it is only as important if it relates to people. This is what heaven's going to be like. Yeah. I heard you asked the question, so I'm going to wander down the bad road here, but I heard a preacher preach about hell recently. And he goes, forget all that stuff. Forget the fire, forget the brimstone, forget all that stuff. Here's what's not in hell. Anything good. A kind smile that you exchanged with someone, a nice meal, air conditioning, a sunset. Everything that God made that was good, none of that's down there. And I know that if I end up there, I'll be the one weeping, not the one gnashing with teeth, angry still. But, so, be true. Be true to yourself. And if your passion is to create those amazing images, well, do that. That's what you should do. I love these bobbleheads, by the way.
We've really, this has been a great, great time. Thank you so much, Jon, for coming down here, sharing these amazing photos. The stories are just as amazing. We really, really appreciate it. How can folks reach you? You have a website or how can folks see your stuff?
That's a good question, because right now I'm in a battle with GoDaddy.com. They gave me all this stuff, and now my website is dead. But they Robichaud.photography is our www.robichaud.photography instead of com and stuff. But I have that website basically to add credibility. I'm not out looking for customers.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I lost a band 2 weeks ago that it was going to have somebody else shoot them, and I said, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm over my limit right now. So recruiting business isn't the deal. But I'm so thankful that you would even think, Hannah, who cuts my hair, was
my daughter-in-law, Tony's wife. Yeah.
She gave me her card, and then Mark Sandridge.
We thought
Great
he was going
sponsor.
to be here
Yeah,
today.
we thought he might. I told him you were coming down. He said, "Yay, I'll try and get down here."
He's selling vegetables somewhere.
He's selling vegetables and fixing roofs.
But Mark and I encountered each other over whose drum set was it?
Our friend Jay that passed away.
Passed away, and
Mark's into everything.
I was kind of into vintage Ludwig drums, because when I was that age, my folks, I'm a trombone player, but I played drums for, that was my recreational instrument. And my folks bought me a Sears drum set, because Ludwig was not on the table. And so, it's Craftsman, so it's good forever. So I kind of have this thing about Ludwig drum sets, and Mark was selling one.
Our friend Jay's.
And it turned out he wasn't selling one. He was selling an entire storage locker full of Jay's drum gear.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so now my 4-car garage is now a 2-car garage.
We're all connected. We are. All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Jon Robichaud, wonderful photographer and a great human being. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony. Bill.
How good was that? I say this every week to you, Billy.
Well, it was just like 3 friends visiting over lunch.
And we've never met Jon before, and he was actually referred to us by our good friend Mark Sandridge, one of our dear sponsors too. And wow, the work that he has done, but his art is impeccable. I mean, that's what he is. He's an artist.
That rainbow photo just kind of took my breath away.
Well, that one and the one that had the Psalms, when he said I just had to go up here.
Yes.
I was thinking, man, if there ever, and he said it, but before I could even get it out of my mouth, I thought, man, if there's ever could be a picture of heaven,
exactly.
2 things. Number one, he'll end up taking it, and number 2, it'll look something like that. I bet, if not it. So, Jon Robichaud, what a great deal. Once again, the broadcast brought to you by Sandy's Restaurant in Blue Springs, and another dear friend, our friend Bobby Hines, for healthy, delicious meals. They do the all-day breakfast. Their portions are always, you never go home, they're always large. You never go home hungry.
You can't go home hungry.
Nope.
From
they do great catering and private events and banquets too. They're in Blue Springs, Missouri, 1255 Southwest 7 Highway. You can check them out at sandysbluesprings.com. Once again, all of our full podcast episodes with the interviews are on YouTube. They're on Spotify. Catch up with us watch our reels on Facebook. They're on TikTok. They're on Instagram. We'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. Please feel free to share and comment. And we'll be back with another show next week. Bill and Tony's Excellent Adventure. Bill Althouse. I'm Tony Stevens, our producer and director. Tony Jr. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.